Ladybugs. It's very common to think that the body is made up of simple machines, as if it were similar to building materials like wood or concrete. And analogies to simple machines and materials can be made about the body when we're talking about short periods of time, sudden and often traumatic moments. They create similar results to simple machines, usually catastrophic. But wooden frames and concrete are not living materials. When used frequently over time, dead building products will eventually wear down and fail. However, when it comes to living tissues, most tissues in the human body build when you load them. Even the ones that appear static, like bone, especially bone, actually. The cells that make up those tissues and produce the fibers and binding materials that hold it all together, they increase their activity of the tissue with usage. It does not break down just because of that use. Unless it's very excessive, of course, that's the one exception. But they still build themselves when you use them. The reality is that the body is made to inherently, constantly prevent mechanical force from turning into a negative effect, a detrimental effect. And in fact, it will attempt to utilize pressure and movement to encourage growth and metabolism. Growth is the opposite of degeneration. Without this, we would fall apart basically as soon as we started walking. And this is all awesome. But it is only an ideal, this constant building. It is what the body is striving for, but not always capable of. This level of constant growth, it occurs best in a person who is relatively healthy on all levels. They must have the necessary diet for all chemical components to build with, and preferably minimal stress so as not to interfere with that process. Lacking in these slows it down, slows this building and rebuilding down. Also, we require full body stimulation, full body activity. Building just one area without the others is not really effective. Only ever doing one particular action, for instance, which is an often work-related thing. It builds a framework capable of few things, specific to some, but not anything else. The reverse of building, this principle of building around function, can also be true. Overbuilding an area, for instance, might, though not always, might mean that other structures go without stimulation to grow or to maintain. Underutilized tissue that doesn't move regularly or receive loading frequently enough, goes underdeveloped, atrophies as well. And one unfortunate truth we often fail to acknowledge is that disease and permanent tissue organ damage slows the total capacity for this building, rebuilding process. When we see the body start to fail, so too goes its capacity for building, rebuilding, and recovery. At this point, those mechanical forces that are normally beneficial to the body are now excessive to what the body can tolerate. And we may see wearing down where we would normally not.